YouTube! So it seems in 2025 I bought a bit more figures than I thought, and we'll get to the final count in this video. And we stayed at figure number 73 and 74 for these range troopers. And while I really like these troopers, and I think it's one of the most interesting and intricate trooper designs, Hot Toys really did another Chromando on these ones. Because these were the exclusive editions, and right after that Hot Toys announced another version with a bazooka. But staying with these ones, I like the design of the coat, of the helmet, even though the helmet it's mostly a reuse. The guns seem new to me, and the most interesting is the magnetic boots. We've seen people put them on their cars and everywhere, so that's cool. Figure number 75 of 2025 for me. No, it's not this one. This is the old Han Solo, which I think is still adequate. But it's the trench coat Return for Jedi Han Solo, also known as Poofy Hair Han Solo. I'm still a bit undecided on that figure, so I haven't unboxed it yet, and it's just sitting in storage. Mainly because of the poofy hair, but also because in true Hot Toys fashion, they also announced an Empire Strikes Back version, which is a cool one. Figure number 76 is not this Batman Returns one, it's the BVS 2.0 Batfleck, which gives you this awesome base. So this is the last figure I got in 2025 that I just didn't have the time to dig up. So I'm sorry guys, but I did show you the cool Keaton sculpt. Figure number 77 is the Arkham series Batgirl, and this is the purple edition. I already got the black edition before that, but this one looked so cool. I don't know why, but the color palette really spoke to me, so I had to get this one as well. And for those that don't know, I really like the Arkham series line. The figures are a bit bigger scale than most figures, so they kind of tend to take over the collection. So you need a separate space for them, is what I think. Now, figure number 78 is a rooted Harley Quinn Suicide Squad. This is the original sculpt, which I think Hot Toys did a good job on, and another collector had it rooted, and I bought it from him. And I was able to pick it up for a good price, just because of the new Harley announced, I think, the rooted one. So yeah, I had to add this one to the collection. This figure does have its problems. The stockings are a bit fragile, the knees are really unsightly, and the expression is hard to work with. Now figure number 79 must be the ugliest figure I bought in 2025. It's part of the Asmus series Bitten, and I've gotten a couple of those figures and they look good enough, especially for like a zombie line. I think this is the worst one of them. And with that I mean mainly the head sculpt, because the weathering and the bloodiness and the clothing are done really well. The accessory with the hammer is good, and I really like the bunny rabbit. Maybe Deadpool gets that one, but yeah. Asmus Chloe. Another third party figure in the Present Toys Motorcycle Boy is number 80. For those that don't know, I really love anime, and Akira is one of the classics. And this is Present Toys' representation of a Kaneda figure. Does this actually look like Kaneda? No, it doesn't. The original figure did, but it was a very bad figure. I can't even explain how bad that figure was. The likeness was good, but the body was horrendous. And the body on this one and the suit is perfect, you might say. It's a great body, and it's a leather suit, and I think it works well with the bike. And I sold the original figure, but I kept the bike, so I had to get this one for this iconic pose. Figures number 81 and 82 are the Hot Toys Wednesday figures. So this might be the most underrated figure of 2025 in my opinion. It's a great release with lots of accessories, lots of options in posing. You get a couple of things, and I think the head sculpt is pretty good, as long as you pose the eyes okay. The only thing that's a bit of a problem is filming on a black background. That really got me into trouble. Other than that, if you even remotely like the series of Wednesday, just get this figure. I don't think you can ever regret that one. Figures number 83 and 84. So I got this black suit deluxe special edition Spider-Man figure because I really like Bully Maguire. And I think I have one deluxe normal and one deluxe special edition. And the special edition comes with one extra Venom piece, I think. And I'm a sucker for a great base, and this has a great base. I think the Venom piece looks okay with the tongue, and the Bully Maguire figure itself. A lot of people don't like the proportions, but I'm not that specific in Tobey Maguire proportions. I just like the figure. Figures number 85 and 86. This is objectively the Hot Toys of the year 2025. Hear me out. You might not like this rendition of Spider-Man suit, or you might love other figures, but objectively, this just has too much tech or new stuff to not crown Hot Toy of the Year. Look, I think this alone, the USB light up in the foot, lighting up the whole figure, is genius. The body it's an updated body with new articulation. It's better than any Spider-Man body we got so far, except for the Homecoming suit. We have these tentacles that cling on there magnetically, and we have like a rooted head sculpt and posable highs, and the rooting is done really well. Also, in previous suits, some people said that the neckline was too high, and they adjusted that as well, so I think they thought about everything. Best Hot Toy 2025. Figure number 87 is the Hot Toys God Loki. If you're on the fence between the sculpted one and the artisan version, get the artisan version. It's a lot more natural looking than the sculpted one. Granted, the styling of the sculpted one looks better without the crown, but who's going to use this Loki without his crown really? I think having it with the crown and the effect pieces just has a really cool style. It's such a unique look for Loki. And because of the fabric, he poses really well, so you don't need multiples of this one. But do take into account that he takes a lot of space. If you love Loki and you want to see multiple versions of him in one video, go check out Iron Logan's channel. He has a whole timeline of Loki's appearances and Hot Toy figures. Figures number 88 and 89 is the Mark 42, I think it's 3.0 by now. The previous version of the Mark 42 was the one with the butt dial. This is such a big improvement, because apart from this look, you also get the battle damaged look, which actually has pieces of the Iron Man suit falling out and a Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. And on top of that, you even get USB light up integrated, which is the first time for a movie Iron Man suit. The first Iron Man suit Hot Toys tested it out on was the Superior Iron Man. That's how they do it. They take like non-essential figures to test new tech on. And while it works great, the placement of the USB is not that ideal, as you can see. So Iron Spider did a bit better in the heel. Granted, in a display you won't notice it, and this is a worthy figure of the year also. Speaking about potential figures of the year, this is the artisan version Anakin Skywalker Sith Apprentice, which was the Japan exclusive. Is he worth the price he once was? Maybe not because of all the Anakins that are coming out, but I think the rooted hair is done really well. As you saw in part 1, I also have the other rooted Anakin, and this trumps that one by far. The hair looks way less poofy, and it's just streamlined better. And I think the sculpt is great, and apparently the eyes aren't the right color, but I'm not that much of a stickler for the right color eyes. But if you are, you can get the Topo set with the new robes, the leather turrets, and the right color eyes. I do have that one ordered, but mainly because of the leather, because leather is a bit of a thing. Figures number 91 and 92. Please don't hate me, but if you think this is a figure of the year, I can totally respect that. Hot Toys really did an awesome job on this General Grievous. As soon as you get it out of the box, you just appreciate how quality it feels and looks. And you also get a battle damage sculpt. Figure number 93 is the InArt Wukong figure. I really haven't posted this figure at all. This is just how it came out of the box, and how I put it on the base. And after that, I didn't even fudge it at all, because the armor doesn't really make it attractive to pose this figure, but even without doing so, it just looks great. Is this in-art figure of the year for me? No, not really. I think Rooted Fur would have done really well in this one. Figure number 94 is the in-art Nazgul. Again, a black figure, which just was a bit hard, so sorry for the color. So I have a couple others of these on the way, and I already had the Asmus ones, but this one really looks great. And this is the only one that came in 2025. I'm still expecting the rest in 2026. Now the horse is pinned on the base with metal spikes, it's not going anywhere, and it just looks raggedy and zombie-ish and beat up, and so does the rider. The only thing that Asmus did better is the neck, because if you look at this figure from the upside, the neck is kind of visible. Figures number 95 and 96 is in-art Legolas. Now I love the Lord of the Ring trilogy movies, and coming out of the Fellowship of the Ring, I was such a Legolas fan. Coming out of the cinema, I was amazed with how he shot his arrows, how he used his daggers. Legolas was the GOAT. Now I already had the Asmus version, and it wasn't really that bad, but this version is way better. I think the accessories look quality, the figure is great, the head sculpt looks good. I think the only thing holding it back is the hair not dropping naturally. I don't know how in-art could have made it better. Maybe it would have fit if I posed the hair all the way in the back, but I also remember Legolas always having some of his hair to the front, and that makes it a bit awkward, I think. I'll need to think about that. But yeah, it's a nice figure. Going from nice to amazing. Figures number 97 and 98 is the in-art Thorin. Ironically enough, I loved Legolas. I kinda disliked Thorin. I don't think he's a nice character, but this figure is amazing. Just look at the base and the boots. I love his sword and the fur. I think the fur is done really well in this coat and even his open shield. And then going up from the fur, you go into the hair and you can't really see it, but it also has separate braids and the sculpt is really done well. And on top of that, I didn't even know that it had magnetic movable eyes when I pre-ordered this one, so that came as a surprise to me. And even comparing this to the in-art Snape, which for me is a 2026 figure by the way, I think this figure is done better than Snape. Or at least it's more impressive to me. Mainly I think because of the clothing, but also because of the rooting. It's just done extremely well, I think. So yeah, Thorin is my in-art figure of year 2025. And at last, to complete the video, figures number 99, 100 and 101. J&D Kojin Works Heath Ledger Joker. So, because this will be my figure of the year of 2025, I'll just stay on this figure a bit longer, just to show the tailoring and the accessories and the hands, because sometimes it's just the smaller things that you can appreciate in a figure. Now, is this figure worth the price? I don't know. Am I glad to have it even considering the price? Yeah, sure. So when this was announced, this was the first time a big company made a silicone head. Of course, the Kung Fu Hustle figure was pitched even before that, but I don't know anyone who got that figure, to be honest. Now, the first product shots of this one were a bit rough, but I think they nailed it in the end. I can totally see Heath Ledger in this one. And I also think that silicone makes a better viewing experience in hand, if that makes sense. So even if the likeness isn't perfect, like with the Bruce Wayne one, I think a figure will look more like an actual person being shrunk in 6 scale. So this is the Type C, which I pre-ordered because I really needed to have those mechanical hands. So that came with a second body and the smiling head sculpt. And this one has ungloved hands. I do think that the arms are a bit long. And maybe the hands are a bit too big. I don't know. But these are the floppy hands. So these are the floppy hands that you can't pose. You can only pose the wrists of these hands, which is unique as well. And you get a set of the mechanical moving hands, which that's a vibe, dude. If you get a chance to play with those, just do it. Be careful doing it, but it looks really great. And I really wanted to experience that, so that's why I pre-ordered the Type-C version. And you had to do that directly from J&D at the time. And after that, they said, we'll also release a special edition. But come on, J&D, you know what it is. This is not a special edition Joker. This is just leftovers from the Type-C Joker. So basically there were 44 leftovers and you could order one, so I did. And with this so-called special edition, you got another set of the mechanical moving arms, which are these that you can see right now. So you can move every digit and every joint in those digits apart, and it's just fun to do. And I know this is Cousin Helen's favorite head sculpt, so we'll just hover on this sculpt a bit more, because I think the smiling head sculpt is also good. It's just creepy as hell. So yeah, the silicone tech and the rooting and the mechanical moving hands and the eyeballs, it's just figure of the year 2025 for me. So that wraps up all figures of 2025. Hope you liked it.